I'm Chelsea, I'm the owner of Modern Cone, and today I'm going to be talking about how I scaled my ice cream store into 7 figures. I hope this video is helpful for you if you're trying to open up a dessert business or an ice cream shop, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to do that as well. If you guys want to learn what I did, then keep on watching and you're in for a treat. The first step that you're going to want to do is determine what do you want to be selling. Who are your customers? What is your niche? Are you selling soft serve? Are you selling hard scoop ice cream? Are you selling gelato? Are you selling coffee? Are you selling cakes? All of this is going to determine what kind of equipment that you need to be buying. Equipment is very expensive, and once you purchase this equipment, you are stuck with it. This is going to determine the layout of your store. Are you going to be making your own ice cream? Are you going to be purchasing your ice cream from a supplier? That means you're going to need a larger production space to make your ice cream, or you're going to need a smaller space to store it and a larger area to serve it. Layout really matters, and this is why you guys need to know what you're going to be selling. For us at Modern Cone, we do not make our own ice cream, mainly because of space issues here. It's a very small store. We use Ashby's Ice Cream. They are a very well-known ice cream company in Michigan. The butterfat content is very high, it's very creamy and dense, and people love that. There is always a misconception that you can't have an ice cream store unless you make your own ice cream, and that is absolutely not true. As long as it tastes delicious and it's a good quality product, your customers are not going to care if you make it or not. Now, if you are planning on making your own ice cream, this is also going to determine what kind of equipment you're going to be buying. If you're going to be making your own ice cream, you need to determine what kind of ice cream you'd like to be making. It needs to have the right air content, it needs to have the right butterfat. I always recommend people who want to make their own ice cream to start taking courses online to learn how to make their own ice cream. There's so many different recipes, the market is so saturated. So really honing in on your recipes and what you want to be selling to your customers really does matter. The next thing that you really need to think about is the location that you want your shop to be in. If you're a coffee shop, a dessert business, a bakery, an ice cream shop, where are you going to get the most customers? What feels good to you? Where do you live? Do you want to be driving a long distance to your shop? Are you going to be a mobile truck? Are you going to be a brick and mortar? Are you going to be at a farmer's market? Like, there's so many different locations that your business can be at, and this is why you really need to choose wisely. For us specifically, I knew that I didn't want to drive far to my ice cream store, so we chose somewhere that was close to where I live, and it was also in a small town community. I'm near parks, I'm near the library, I'm near families with schools, and it's a really fun, family-friendly vibe. I'm in a plaza, I rent here, I don't have a freestanding building, but it works just fine. People can walk here, there's great parking. If this is the vibe that you want, then you should totally be looking for buildings that are in an area like that around you. Now, some people want to be in really cool, hip, and trendy spots. This is like New York, Chicago, a downtown city like downtown Detroit. That's a whole different vibe, and if that's what you would like to do, that is also totally fine. But you also need to realize that when you are in places that are more hip and trendy, the parking is usually not as great, and the rent is also very expensive. So just know that going in that your costs will be higher. Speaking of knowing your costs, let's dive into what your expenses are going to be. The first expense that you want to look at is your rent. Now, you don't want your rent to be more than 15% of your sales. That is really important, and that's why I spoke about location as well, because your location really does matter, as the more hip and trendy spots, the more your rent is going to be. For example, if you're making $50,000 a month in sales, you would not want your rent to be more than $7,500. Now, that's obviously a little extreme, that's an extremely high rent, but just 15% in general. The next cost would be your labor. When determining your labor cost, you need to think about who's going to be working for you. Are you working a lot of hours? Are you hiring managers? Are you hiring a lot of people to work at night for you? We hire a lot of high school students, 16 and up, and we normally pay about minimum wage, and they also make tips. And so that helps us keep our costs a little bit more manageable. This all depends on your store, your location, and your profits. For me, I try not to go more than 30% of labor nightly or for the month. The next cost is going to be your food cost, which is arguably the most important thing about your store. And I try not to exceed over 30% of my food costs. And this is including almost everything in your shop. So your ice cream mix, your packaging, your toppings, your hot fudge, your milk, your whipped cream. I mean, everything that you need to serve to customers is all included into your food and packaging cost. Knowing your cash flow is really important, especially with your food costs, because you don't want to be spending more than what you're making. A lot of items here I have really good profit margins on, and then some are not so great, but that's okay because I know I can make it up in other areas. Specifically, when I sell coffee, the margins are really great on that, but maybe my hard scoop ice cream, the margins are a little bit lower. And so at the end of the day, it does kind of even out. So knowing exactly what you spend it on and pricing your items to make sure that you are at least breaking even and making some is very important. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is marketing for your business. This includes your website, your branding, and social media. This is very important to get your name out there and to be able to scale your business to 7 figures. Branding is super important for your business. This is including your logo, your brand packaging. This is something that you want to make very memorable for your customers. When they come into your shop, you want it to be an experience. Branding will really set you apart from other just mom and pop shops down the street. It's very critical to your business. It's what could make you just a normal ice cream shop to an ice cream empire, to something that you can scale this. And that's why also picking a logo is very important, and a name for your business that's very memorable and something that's not going to keep you tied down to just selling one product. Something that's a little bit more vague, but also really cool and trendy is kind of something you want to be shooting for. For an example, I chose Modern Cone because it is in the realm of ice cream, but it's also something that I'm able to scale into coffee or desserts. It doesn't feel like I'm just tied down to a specific product. You don't want to go with something so generic like naming your shop with the words burgers and fries in it, because now you're only able to sell burgers and fries. Try to make sure you pick something that you're able to scale into different avenues. Having a really good social media presence and staying consistent is extremely valuable to your business. Posting regularly and interacting with customers and showing the type of product that you sell is what is going to get customers in your doors. If you are inconsistent with posting, let's say you post maybe 1 month and then you wait 3 weeks to post, it's showing really inconsistent and it makes you feel like a not trustworthy business. You want your business to be a place where your customers know what to expect. They know you're going to be there for them. They know what type of product you're selling. They're loyal followers, and you're creating an experience that they want to be a part of. And this is why I say just showing up as your authentic self online as well, even showing the behind the scenes, is what customers really value and they want to be seeing. They want to know who you are, they want to know what you're selling, they want to support you, and they want to be a part of your empire. Posting on a bunch of different platforms can also be a little bit overwhelming. You have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have TikTok. And all of these different platforms require different types of content. Knowing the algorithms and knowing the marketing strategies that are happening at this very moment is very important because they are constantly changing. Instagram, sometimes it's shorter content, where TikTok is a little bit longer content. YouTube has long vlogs. Knowing where you want to be spending most of your time and also which platform do you want to make a priority is something that is going to bring a lot of value to your business. Another marketing strategy is to connect with other local businesses and learn how to network. This is great because a lot of businesses have different types of followers. Sometimes what we do is we hold little small events with other local businesses, or we sell products from another local business. And this is great because you're getting different types of people into your store, and then this also creates word of mouth. Word of mouth customers are going to be your best customers. They're doing the marketing for you by telling others what you're all about. Trust is really crucial in your business as it keeps a really loyal following, and your customers will keep coming back and back for more. Having a loyal customer base is really great because you can also now include a loyalty program, and loyalty programs are awesome because it keeps your customers coming back over and over and over again. For us, if you spend $50 here, they get $5 back to use, and they can use it on anything in the store. Scoops, cakes, treats. It makes them feel really good, and we're seeing more and more customers sign up for it. If you guys found this video useful, and before you spend any money, I have linked a free starter supply list for you guys to see what my suppliers are. And if you're looking for more one-on-one community and mentorship, you can join my online school, Crafted Creamery. I also have it linked below. With Crafted Creamery, you guys will be able to see how I personally scaled my ice cream shop to 7 figures, and you'll be able to ask me any questions that you are wanting to know about opening an ice cream shop. We have an online community of dessert business owners, coffee shop owners, soda shop owners, donut owners. We have all different kinds of people in there. It's a really great community. We support each other, and it's just a great place to be. And I hope to see you there, and thanks so much for watching.